Chili peppers. Hi, this is Eric Clapton. Hi, let's sit down. What's up? This is Cool J.
Yeah, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on the 𝙼𝙤𝙪 TV radio. My name is 𝙼𝙤𝙪𝙧. You're going to love to come with the 𝙼𝙤𝙪 World of Sports. It's a lovely day to be alive. You know how when you are cooking, if you've ever been to, like, you've ever organized a party and you're counting on your event planners and everybody, the food and then everything comes together, and then it's time to give your guests the show, the food, the event, everything that you plan. This is one of such days for me. Like, I feel good. Finally, people's been asking me, where's the podcast? When is this your special delivery going to be delivered? When is it going to drop? But finally, we're here, right? We're here, and this afternoon, between 12 and 1, it's going to drop. So you're going to have a feel of this beautiful podcast that we've been cooking since last year. Got my hands into production now. Like, I can now produce that to my title now, right? Myself, Emmanuel Babayaro, and the entire Athletes team. Now, so Athletes Media is more like, it's a very, very advanced, it's sophisticated media that came together like, okay, you know what, let's get athletes talking, let's get sportsmen tell their own story. Enough of journalists telling the stories to people, enough of having journalists tell the story from their own bird's eye view or microscopic view or telescopic, whatever view that they've got. But you see, there is nothing as good as you telling your story. You know how we always say that Africa is the way it is because Africa are not telling the story. And there's this proverb that the hunter will always be the hero of the story for as long as the hunter is the one telling the story and not the lion. The day the lion tells the story, we'll get a different perspective of the hunt. And that's exactly what we have with the Special Delivery Podcast. First episode that is dropping today, you have Sunday Ulise, myself, and the Godfather, Emmanuel Babayaro on set. And guess what? How that is, as we continue on this show and subsequent shows, I'll tell you how these whole thing came together, what happened behind the scene, what you're not even going to see on the show, okay? And you're free to ask any question. When you're done watching, you're free to ask any question. And we try to make it as natural environment as possible. So you will see wires running on the table. We try to say, you know what? Why try to do all this whole making everything clean up and it's a well-produced thing, but there are so many things that are deliberate. Like, okay, this season one, let's be a little bit busy. Let's like keep the whole thing disorganized, just like that. Just keep it going. And it's fine. Somebody said to stories that would make you love him a whole lot more, that will also make you want to go run and buy his book. I'm still waiting for my books to be delivered. I paid for them since. I'm still waiting for them to be delivered by the book sellers. But it's a nice one. I want to say a massive shout out to everybody on the team. Larry, is like great guy. You got a great guy on your side, on your team. Things will happen. It's like the Cristiano Ronaldo of the team, and then or Messi, whatever you want to call him now. And then people like Busola Brian, Ian Edo, and Yinka, wonderful photographer, our sound man. We call him Orchestra, but Adebayo is his name. Wonderful guy. Emmanuel Babayaro, easy, accessible, approachable guy. Wonderful guy. Not really the social media guy, but he's got stories. He's got tales to tell. Fine boy, extraordinary. Wonderful guy. Also, that's a guy you always want to hang out with if you want, to tell stories of the Super Eagles. Because most time, especially the Atlanta 96 stories, you would get a whole lot. And on this podcast, you would see Garbalawa tell the story of his career. You will get us today. Boivon, Juan, Shanowo, John Fashino showed up. I don't want to do any spoiler alert, but when John Fashino showed up, I don't know if you guys know John Fashino, but I think you should look forward to this podcast and look forward to the episode when the John Fashino's episode will drop. Jesus Christ, man. So I've interviewed a lot of people in my life. This is my 18th year in the industry. I've spoken with everybody who is in this industry that I've not spoken to, both national, international. I've had to sit down with everybody. I said Wenger, Martin Tyler, this one, that one. But then I sat down with John Fashion, and it was a different thing. I would love to interview John Fashion over and over and over and over, and over again. That's how amazing that is. And then Sunday Lisa, you all know me and Sunday Lisa. Like Sunday Lisa is my all-time best Super Eagles player. So I love the brother to the very bone. And I remember when I was criticizing him when he was the coach of the national team, the things that he did. And I was feeling bad for myself, but I have a job, I have a professional job to do, so I've got to do the job. But hey, finally, special delivery drops today. So if you've been wondering, if you're one of those people who's been wondering, wonder no more. Well, special shout out to my love, my beautiful Oyibo, my mother's Oyibo, Chigozie. How you doing? How was Port? Big shout out to you. I love you. And special shout out to everybody as well. Everybody who's pushed, support, prayed, wished us well. Big shout out to you all. And to my entire 𝙼𝙬𝙪𝙧 TV family team, you guys are the best. Come on, I can't mention any name now, but everybody in that group, that WhatsApp group, you guys are the best. You're the baddest crew anyone can ever have. And my team, Princess Amori was my manager on the first episode. So Princess Amori, big shout out to you. Good to have you. Now let's hit the show. Let's hit the ground running. Let's do this. Let's do this thing the way we normally would do it. So those of you who are watching on YouTube, good morning to you. And whatever time you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time zone you're watching from. Same for those of you on Facebook and those of you on Instagram. Well, remember, you can send us a WhatsApp message on 07025000069. And then somebody sent me a message yesterday. Why don't I allow people to send in voice notes? Okay, so sorry. If you have a voice note to send, you are free to send in voice note. There's no restriction to that. It's just maybe I've never announced it, but if you want to send in a voice note on the WhatsApp, well, please stay away from noisy places because I don't do well with noise. When I'm doing a live show, it distracts you. It takes you off the rail, and it can derail you seriously. So please make sure that you are well articulated and keep it keep it nice. Don't insult people. Don't throw words that we can't take. And if you want to call in directly on the show, you're also free. 07025000069. That's the number to call. Now let's get talking. There's plenty of transfer gist, but there's something that I saw, and I thought I should read it on the show. Every once in a while you stumble on something that inspires you, that just lifts your spirit and makes you feel good. So this, and I tried to check it, and it's true. So I'm going to take this up. Okay. Don't give up is the hashtag they put on it. It said when Allyson Felix got pregnant, the brand she was influencing for Nike offered her 70% less of her contract and told her, know your place and just run. Wow. That's rude, That's really, really rude. And so many of us have been told to know our place. So many of us have been told to shut up. So many of us have been told to mind our business. So many of us have been told we're not good enough. I remember I was at the beginning of my journey in broadcasting in 2004, July 29th. Yes, I remember that. Somebody told me that my voice is not good to be on radio, that even if I call on a radio show, it's going to be annoying. I shouldn't even bother calling. I should just listen. Shut up and listen, okay? Well, that's a long time. That's a long time ago. It's a different story now. Like Timmy Dakolo said, the story is different now. Okay, it said knowing your worth and refusing to let knowing our worth and refusing to let our situation limit her. She refused to settle. She quit working with Nike, started her own brand of running shoes that she tagged or she called SAYSH. Okay, SAYSH. SAYSH. With the slogan, I know my place. Okay, Allyson came back from the Tokyo Olympics with 11 medals as the most decorated woman sprinter, right? That's to know her place, but she refused to take no for an answer. And this, the reason why I'm reading this, it might not just because of the sports connotation, but it's something that affects almost everybody. Somebody tell you you're not good enough and you just accept it and then you go. Somebody tell you that you never make it in life, you just accept it and you just go. Shut up. No, you can't. You've got to be able to prove. Is there no fight in you? Is there nothing in you that tells you, that make you wake up every day and feel like, okay, I'm in this space, I'm in this life for something, for a reason, and that's the reason why you want to get up every day and do what you want to do. So as a growing brand, you may need to take some tough decisions, break out from some situations and take a risk on yourself. Okay, when you allow certain things to define you for fear of what's next or how will I cope, you lose your power to those things or situations. There are places or things you need to come out of to grow and expand. What is the worst that could happen if you take a risk on yourself? I mean, take a bet on yourself, take a gamble on yourself. That's actually what this whole 𝙼𝙬 TV brand is built around. I take a risk on myself. I took a gamble on myself. It's not easy, but you've got to do it. At least you gamble on people, you gamble on clubs, you gamble on loving football club, loving people, showing people support and the rest. Can't you show some love and support to yourself? Because that's who you are. You've got to take a risk on yourself. You know what? You know, when I say this, people say I'm atheist, I'm disrespecting God, but I always say that I'm a God. You understand me? And you don't understand the context in which I'm saying it, but you've got to understand who you are. Even the Bible that we all read every day, say, man, know thyself. Okay, you've got to know yourself, and it is in the place of knowing yourself that you elevate to the very highest level. So it's like a ladder, it's like a step. You go to a house and your friend is in the 10th floor, or the 20th floor, the 100th floor, depending on the height. It could be the Burj Khalifa, depends on how your imagination can fly. It could be something even higher than the Burj Khalifa. And then there is ground floor. And then you choose all you want to do is on the ground floor. You can either be a Mephibosheth that is in Lodibar, or you can be the Mephibosheth that is sitting on the table with the king and eating. Nobody, the cloth of the table covers his leg and nobody sees that he's a crippled person. Every time you go to that table, you say, oh, I saw one guy sitting with the king. And that person must be highly connected. So it depends on how you see yourself. People will see you differently. And I know a lot of people who are in the same space. Okay? What's the worst that could happen if you take a risk on yourself? You fail, but you can always get back up and learn from the experience. Start that experience and put in more effort. You don't succeed by quitting on yourself. You succeed by seeing beyond today's rejection, struggles, and failure. Yeah. So you have to. That's one of the things that I need to tell you. When I say it, religious people will come and say, no, if you stop saying that you're God. If you wake up and stand in front of the mirror, anything you're doing, if you're a seamstress, if you're a fashion designer, if you're a makeup artist, if you're agege bread seller, tell yourself that you're the best agege bread seller in the whole world. Yeah. See, Burger King or KFC Burger, all those burger. So in their own space, they call it burger. In this space, bread and akara and burger too. Bread and beans, now burger of his own class. You sure when I was growing up, it was bread and ghost pot. You squeeze the bread and then you put a hole in the middle and you turn the ghost pot inside and then you eat it. If you grow up in Warrior and you don't understand this thing I'm saying, you be mugu. Like you be really mugu. Tactical ghost pot or limca. Oh God. Especially when it's cold. Be like ice cream, man. You don't understand. Like, you Lagos people don't understand these things. So all these international people that are listening to me from the abroad, you don't understand. And I can understand that you don't understand, but don't worry. I'm a local worry boy that is now the greatest of all time. Like, there's nobody, like, see this media thing, you know how Steph Curry is, or MJ, Michael Jordan is, or LeBron James is. Me, I'm the version on the media space. I don't know anybody that's half as good as I am, not to talk about better than me. So you have to also say that to yourself. If you are a trekker, be the best trekker of the whole time. Like, that time that you trek, say, man, I can trek from Lagos to London. Then when you have a car too, you become the best driver. It's no problem. Take delight in who you are, okay? It doesn't mean that you're not going to work and get to the next level, but I'm just, bringing it from the basis and the rest. Don't have this old defeatist mindset, because, listen, anything you say to yourself, that's who you are. I can come and tell you that you are good, you are this, you're that, but if you don't convince yourself that you are that person, forget anything that I'm saying rubbish. You're not even hearing. You're not in the space. You're not in that realm at all. You're not in that environment. I'm just saying something who is absent. So let's talk about some football. Okay, the way it is going, Arsenal might have a Brazilian front line and a Brazilian defender. Arsenal also might have 27% of his squad named Gabriel. There's Gabriel Magalhaes, there's Gabriel Martinelli, there's most likely going to be Gabriel Jesus, and there's another Gabriel that might come. We don't know yet. Okay, so my brother is here. If it's about Mochi, man, last weekend, this last weekend, this brother surprised me, like shocked me to the shocking root. Okay, thank you very much. It's an image and likeness is you. You see, if this, the funny thing. I said one time, and people were saying I'm blasphemy. I said Christians believe worship. Christians do what they don't believe. Also, Christian worship what they don't believe. Like, if God, you read in your Bible that God created you in His image and likeness, right? That means you are like God. You're God, right? Yourself. And every day you're casting and binding winches, and every day, do God in heaven cast and bind winches? God not superior? Because if Tinubu is my father, as shaky, as weak as you people think. Some people say Tinubu is working in italics. But if Tinubu is my father, like I'm Sheyi right now, you know that I'll not be afraid of anybody. Not anybody in this country, or even beyond. But you guys call yourself child of God. The fear we don't have there. Sometimes I wonder. But let's come back to football now. Let's bring football into the conversation. Don't forget to keep your ears peeled and wait for the dropping. Wait for the dropping of the greatest podcast you've ever seen or listened to, watch, or I mean, you don't understand. Like, this is the greatest podcast ever that anybody's ever bring within the sporting space, and it will be bad if you miss it. Okay, from 12 Nigerian time, between 12 and 1, it's gonna drop. Okay, so we're still, depending on, it's still swinging between that window, but definitely it's gonna drop there. So we'll see. Let me take some comment first before I go on the sports stories. Richard 𝙤𝙬𝙪, you're so consistent. I wish I could give you one very special gift now. He said, I couldn't join the show yesterday because I was on my way to 𝙮𝙬. Hey, how is 𝙮𝙬? I saw those area there. Afisiri, I got no something. What did they worry me? I don't get sense again. I got connect Agalopa with 𝙮𝙬. Afisiri, yes. Agbaru, like that. Yeah, I think I know my geography once again. I beg, make Manchester United buy Frankie for 83 million euros and stop all this plenty talk. We need the money. And for Gavi, every club should stay away. Mingo Bros, I just salute from 𝙮𝙬. Better branch somewhere, shop Ogosupo, live and direct. Thank you very much, and thanks that you're watching all the way from 𝙮𝙬. Please spread the gospel of this show. Let them know that if they're not watching the best show on the radio via YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, they're missing something. Okay, Better Rashidi say, good morning, bros. Imagine being a Man United and Canopilas fan. It weak me, but I'm learning to be patient. You should learn from Arsenal fans. Okay, there's always something to learn. And I'm amazed that Man United fans are mocking Barcelona. Like really, what are you mocking them for? Clubs go up and down, but this Man United down is like it's permanent, like Arsenal's down. They've been down below since forever. They are down under. They're in Australia right now. They can't. I don't know. They will come up sharp, but it will take some time. Let me not provoke anybody right now. Okay, let's talk about some beautiful football stories. But guys, did you see Osimhen score 4 goals? And in scoring 4 goals, he still had about 3 or 4 goals also disallowed. And some were like very, very close. Some referees would have let it go, or some assistant referees would have let it go. And that boy, 25 games, if I'm not mistaken, 15 goals. I don't think there's anybody who's gotten to 15 goals that fast in the history of Nigerian football. And I'm beginning to look at the Super Eagles and like, maybe it's early Coach Arava's bounce. I don't know, because when Iguavan first came in, the first 3 games was amazing. But then with time, we saw something different. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm liking this guy. I'm just liking this. Just Jose Peseiro does look to me like somebody who is on a mission, who wants to prove a point, and who is in a hurry. Okay. Precious Emenike 001, they say, how did Barca went from signing players like Fabregas and Neymar to what they are today? It's time. Now, time and chance happen to everybody. It's not secret. At least they're not run like Nigerian league where you don't know what's happening in the business. They have financial issue. There was global economy. See, COVID was not a joke. It's only people who are not doing business that doesn't understand what COVID has done to businesses. And if you have only Messi in your team, the kind of money that it takes out of your team, yes, he plays football, is good. The kind of money that it takes out of your team, and then the squad, the whole retinue of staff that you have, this thing is going to happen. The club tanked financially because COVID came in. COVID now made it very, very obvious. But having said that, imagine if Cristiano Ronaldo was still at Real Madrid during COVID. You would understand the same problem. They will have the same problem because of the salary that he has. But they did their business and let him go, make some money off him. So I think that's the same thing that happened with Barcelona. But the good thing is they are already finding a way out. There are two types of teams. Some will just go straight into administration. But for you to have a debt of 1.8 billion and still be able to negotiate your way out, I think we should look at it from the reverse side. Instead of blaming them, we should look at Barcelona and say, what a great club that you can turn what has made people like Bolton Wanderers, Portsmouth, and the rest go into administration in Premier League. I tell you what, if not for Roman Abramovich, Chelsea will be in administration right now. You know that 1.8 billion loan that he took from Roman Abramovich. Imagine if they were owing that debt, they're going into administration. But hey, thank God that they have a sugar daddy who takes care of them. Small club with a big God. Okay, but long and short, Barcelona is run differently. Yeah, it's a community club. It's owned by everybody. But the fact that they are still able to negotiate their way out of the crisis is what you should look at. Who they are signing is not a problem. After all, these players that they are signing, with as bad as situation, they still made it to the Champions League. They're going to play Champions League this new season, and they are going to compete for the league title. It doesn't matter who they are signing. When the Barcelona just see the coach whip up a good tactics, create a good atmosphere, and then they are winning. Unless you want to banter, you just want to banter them, and you can say whatever you want to say. But this things happen. If it is Juventus that is signing old players now, we'll say, oh, Juventus know how to sign players that are retired. They are very good in their business. Why can't we say the same thing of FC Barcelona? But let's move on anyway. Let's move on past that space. We're going to talk about some transfer, some pretty good news across the place for some clubs now, because the business is now beginning to get very, very serious. People are getting past speculations to now knowing that, look, we need to get this one. Okay. They say Milan are yet to contact Crotone for Messias amid Mozart's interest, but Messias says he wants to play for AC Milan. Why would you choose Monza ahead of AC Milan? But then AC Milan needs to make that effort to push them in their direction. Napoli are still monitoring Roma's target Marco Senesi as a replacement for Kalidou Koulibaly, because one way or the other, they have to replace him, and it seems like he's going to go because he's really, really feeling like he wants to go. UEFA Nations League review, I need to get past that one. Maria Damera set to return to Juventus from Atalanta loan. He went on loan, so now he's back. They asked him to come back. They've seen something good about him. Okay, talks between Inter Milan and Paris Saint-Germain continues for Milan Skriniar. Okay, for me, I think it's going to go. It's going to move. From the look of things. In England, there are different stories in the dailies, and people are talking differently. Manchester United pulled out of the chase for Liverpool's banned Darwin Núñez after deeming the £85 million price tag too expensive, and now turned to Ajax winger Anthony and Derby's Malcolm Ebiowei. Right? That's the deal. That's the true story. Manchester United fans, you got a new coach. You want him to win, you want him to bring the club back, but then you are free to spend the money. Does that look like they really want the man to succeed? I don't know. Anyway, it could be good. It could be shrewd business. Who did the scouting in the first place? Person didn't tell them that this player is going to want that. Why did they put their head in the conversation, and then all of a sudden in the middle of the conversation they put themselves out? Because Manchester United were in it, and Liverpool came in, that the price went up. That this player was up for 65 million as of 2 months ago. All of a sudden, because it was an auction, it's gone up, and then Manchester United were no longer interested in signing. Precious Semenike was 0-1. Missing the World Cup can be a blessing to the Super Eagles because we might put our house in order. I don't think it's a blessing anyway, because business-wise, I personally have lost $1 million already, so I don't know where the blessing is going to come from. But let's see how it goes. Even if we win the Nations Cup, it still doesn't justify missing out of the Nations Cup. You can still go to the Nations Cup this year and still go on to win the Nations Cup. I mean, you can still go to the World Cup this year and go on to win the Nations Cup next June. So for me, I don't see the blessing in disguise anyway. But whatever it is, I'm liking what we have right now. I can't remember the last time Nigeria played 2 games and we scored 10 goals. I can't remember. I'm also saying Nigerian player score 4 goals in a game. I can't remember that. I can't remember when every attacking move that we make is a good threat. I don't care who the people can say whatever they want to say, but that's what I saw in that game. If I didn't watch the game, it's a different thing. I watched the game for 90 minutes and I love what I saw. So for me, it was a good one, but I just hope that they continue like that. I like the hunger. I like the fact that the players have gotten past the non-qualification for World Cup, even though it will come back again by November. Thank God we're not playing any game within that period. The next game that we're having against Guinea-Bissau, double header in September. After that, we'll go next year. But good thing, if we win those 2 games, we're already qualified for the African Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire. And let's hope that Côte d'Ivoire will not be, dealing with incomplete stadiums and facilities by the time the World Cup is coming up. Because the World Cup now is back-to-back in Francophone countries. We just had one in Cameroon where I was part of, where I went, and then now we're going to go to Côte d'Ivoire. I just hope that we don't have all those delay and complaint. Chike, he said, Money I love your analysis 100%. I hope the Eagles keep up the performance. I hope so too. I'm rooting for them. Like I always say, Super Eagles have my memo button. I don't know how to change that. Precious Semenike, he said we scored 10 goals in 2006 World Cup qualifier in our last 2 games. I'm talking about one single game now, bro. So what's this? talk, upside down talk. We talk about scoring 10 goals in one game. You talk of last 2 games. I talk like somebody will be say the poker is for a year. Guy, behave yourself. What you do yourself? People they go front, they take us, they go happy away, go stalk us for it. You want you are a semi kidnapper. Okay. He said if you have got signed the world's best centre back, it will be a song. Gerard Piqué's blast back at Barcelona is revealed as he vows to stop off the field issues and revive career after being told to leave. Wow, that's crazy, you know. Modric winner leaves France bottom of the group. A whole France, so almighty France. Well, the Nations League is just a waste of time. Some people don't really take it serious. The breaking news that we're getting is that Tottenham is closing on signing in £30 million Brighton midfielder Yves Bissouma with advanced talk on the way as Antonio Conte plans a midfield upgrade. He thinks that midfield is a problem and he needs to fix it very, very fast. Immature. Erling Haaland needs to stop mourning, claims Swedish Ludwig Augustinsson, as tension frayed between the Norwegian striker and Alexander Milosevic in explosive bust-up in the Nations League. But he's a kid. He should mourn. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? He's a kid. People just think that because you're playing football, you should mature. That's one of the things that I have against people who were throwing shades at Osimhen back in the day. Like, oh, he's a kid. Kids behave that way. When we were that age, we were not adults. Nobody expected us to behave like adults. So when we start expecting people to behave like adults, I don't understand it. But let's get some of the transfer gist that is going on in the beautiful world of football. I've got a message here. Let me read this one first. Good morning, bro. For me, I think Kevin Akpagoma has space in this team if he's still playing for Nigeria. Shout for me from OP. I agree with you 100%, but I don't know if his mind is on it. I don't know if he still feels angry and aggrieved for the fact that he wasn't selected for the African Cup of Nations, but I think it does have a space. This is not me shading Semi Ajayi, but I think it's a bit slow. That's what I think. I think it's a bit slow. I might be wrong, but there's nothing wrong with having him in the team. Leon Balogun does look to me like another statesman. Is petering towards the same position where Ahmed Musa is. Might just be in the team, but not a super regular. Trust Ekong is also getting close to that line. He does look strong and fit, but it's a little bit of deficiency. We've really not have commanding centre backs in the Stephen Keshi, Uche Okafor, Chido Wanu, or Uche Okechukwu mode, or Terrible West, Hardman. I was telling somebody the other day anyway that Terrible West might not be able to play in this era. In this era of even if your shadow touches somebody is a foul, there's a way you would look at somebody, they might give you a yellow card. It's difficult, but we need defenders in that mold. In the Rio Ferdinand, Virgil van Dijk's, people might not like him, Ruben Dyer's mold. We've not had that in a while. Our defenders, the fine act of defending seems to be dying in our football. Let's hope that we will get those people who can come. And I think that Kevin Akpagoma is a good one. But you see, the thing about football is, where is your mind? Where is your head at? Sometimes you are a good player, but for this team, your head might not be in this team. That's one of those things that I love about Osimhen. He said he's always with the Eagles. You could tell that this guy would die for the team. He would fight. He would harass the opposition. He would harass the referee. Just want to get it done. Just want to get the job done. You need those kind of people. That's also maybe probably the reason why Moses Simon always plays. Even if I disagree with some of the things I've done, but then he's improved his game very much. I think he was one of the best players in this game against Satome and Principal. People can say they are a small team, but small teams have shocked us before. So let's not get into that small team conversation. Chike said, what do you think about Liverpool signing Darwin Nunez? I feel Osimhen suits Liverpool better and will score more goals for them. I feel African players don't do enough to market themselves. It's sad. Well, I don't think so. I mean, when you use the word African players, that's a very big blanket you're putting on all the African players. Think about it. Sadio Mane, Mo Salah have been African players that have led the horns of Liverpool, held the horns of Liverpool, and kept them in all the competitions, that all the titles that they won, all the race that they've achieved, all the great heights that they've hit. You can't say African players generally. Yaya Toure rose to the very top. Samuel Eto'o did his own thing too. Yeah, we don't have the kind of media power that they have, that the Europeans and the South American people have. We also don't run management teams the way African players don't run management teams the way the Americans, the Europeans, and the South Americans do. I agree with you on that one. But I think that when it comes to signing up players, it's about scouting. No matter how you market yourself, it becomes so serious, so serious. They made up their mind. It could be as a result of, okay, so we tried a lot of African players. Let's take it back. Liverpool have done well with African players. Naby Keita, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, with this one other African player, Konate, and the rest of it. So you look at all of this and say, okay, come on. They've given a lot of black players a chance in this thing. Let's also go a different way. Because see, in the boardroom, there are different kind of conversation. So why don't we try this way? Why don't we, put more of European players in this team and see where it goes? The most important thing is the African players that have played there have done well. Victor Osimhen, if he doesn't leave Napoli this season, I wouldn't be bitter like, oh, why didn't he leave? He just signed for Liverpool. Napoli just had his real first full season. First one, the other season was like an introduction to Italian football. And in these 2 seasons that he's played for Napoli, there's been injury, there's been COVID issues here and there. I think that a 3rd season will not be bad. I really want to see him move. It could be Arsenal, it could be Man United, it could be Liverpool, it could be anywhere. I really want to see him move. It could even be Bayern Munich if they can bring him back to Germany. But the thing is, there are not too many takers. It will shock you. Three leagues. He's played in 4 leagues in Europe in this short time that he's been in Europe. Played in Germany, even though he didn't get to play too much for Wolfsburg. He's played in Belgium for Charleroi. He's played in France for Lille, and now Napoli. So you're looking at Italy. If he's going to move in Italy, there are maybe 3 clubs that he can move to: Juventus, Inter Milan, or AC Milan. And then there is England. Okay, you could come here. Sharon from Opik, he said, bro, what do you think about Ademola Lookman and Samuel Chukwueze performance in the last 2 games for the Super Eagles? I think I would take Ademola Lookman, because with Ademola Lookman, I know what I'm getting. I know that his eyes on scoring the goal or creating the goal. With Samuel Chukwueze, I think he's dribbling a childish by my own estimation. I like him as a person. I mean, he's my friend. But I mean, this is a job. I've got to do my job, and I've got to do it well with that sentiment. I think that I'll pick Ademola Lookman because he's a lot more. Ademola Lookman shows you that he was groomed from a proper academy. Chukwueze shows you that he is just naturally talented and he was grown from the streets. So he plays a lot of street football. It's like basketball, NBA basketball and world basketball, okay? Or the Roca League, that Jay-Z owns and the rest of it. So you have to look at the way they play in those two places, and you know that, okay, this guy should raise his game and be on the very, very right level. It doesn't seem to be improving his game, but I like Ademola Lookman because when he gets the ball, he always raises his head. For Samuel Chukwueze, he said he's always on the ground. Those are 2 very key things. So for me, I'll pick Ademola Lookman ahead of Samuel Chukwueze. And I think that Ademola Lookman does know how to come close to the 18-yard box better than Chukwueze. Chukwueze is always hogging the line like Pius Cicada. While Ademola Lookman knows that when the attack is drifting to the other end, he has to come close so that even if the cross beats everybody, it might just be the one on the last post to benefit from it. And also giving the midfielders options when he's running is a very, very good one, rather than hogging the line and wasting your hand and waiting for the crosses. So I think I'll pick Ademola Lookman ahead of Samuel Chukwueze. Okay, this one is from Dennis. Dennis says, hello, Dafe. This is your podcast. I've seen the pictures that you put out. I've seen the video that you put out. It does look to me like you went all out for this one, because I don't know if my eyes were deceiving me, but I saw Iguavon there, saw Garba Lawa, one guy that you guys were dancing with. I don't know who that is, but does look like a very tall guy. I think that's Jafar Shinu you're talking about. I also saw Sunday Olise. I wanted that guy in white. That's Joan Shanawan. And it just looked to me like you came prepared for this one. What point are you trying to prove anyway? Well, I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm just growing. I'm growing in the industry. So I've reached a place now where I think I can sit with the top stars, and this is actually not proving a point. We're not proving a point with special delivery. Special delivery is long overdue. When you look at America, you see unscripted, you see uninterrupted, you see a lot of podcasts in the US where they start sit down and they tell the stories of their game. And I think that at least what at least stands for from the get-go is that even if you go to Atleast page, you go to Atleast YouTube channel, you go to Atleast is spelled ATHLST, okay, all consonant no vowels. Okay, so if you go there, go to the YouTube channel, you'll notice that we don't do stories with the intent of saying we are quoting you. Rather, we'll put the stories out with the intent to let you be the one who tells the story. You see the Iguavon film room that we did and put out there. It was Iguavon telling us what he knows about football. I mean, whether he understands it theoretically and can practice it is a different conversation, but that's it. You saw the life and time with Daniel Abola Makachi, and you saw us what we did with our athletes before going to the Olympics in, things didn't turn out the way it was meant to turn out, but you saw what we did. So the thing about athletes is, at athletes, we believe that instead of giving you third-party news, let's take you to the source directly and let them say it the way it is. And that's exactly what we were doing with this podcast. We would try. I mean, it's a lot more expensive. It's hard to produce because you have to go. Sometimes you have to say, okay, for instance, you want to have a Samuel Eto'o on set. You're not going to do it via Zoom. You're going to travel to Cameroon and sit down with Samuel Eto'o. You want to have Abedi Ayupele or Tony Yeboah or Neo Datelamti or Preko, Roger Miller. You want to have them on set, or Lucas Kadebe in South Africa, McFish. All of these guys, you're going to travel, and that's very expensive. But it's one of the things that we said we should do. If people are doing it in the US, people are doing it in Europe, you see Rio Ferdinand or Gary Neville sitting down with these guys. You saw what Neville did with David Beckham. That's the kind of thing that we are doing, but the African one. We're telling the African story and letting the actors, the major actors, tell the story. Proving a point? No. I've already proven every point that I need to prove. If at this point I'm still trying to prove a point that I don't even understand the amount of grace and favor that God has granted me. So I don't think I'm proving any point to anybody. So let's talk of the transfer stories. Don't forget that we also have the film coming, the film of the Super Eagles Chasing Glory. That one is coming later part of this year before the World Cup. We're also going to go to Morocco. Hopefully, our visas are sorted. We're just trying to dot our I's and cross our T's. We're still going to the Nations Cup with the Super Falcons. And we're going to get some behind-the-scene activities going on there. So it's not just for news sake, the way we normally report story. We're not going for news sake. We're going to bring you something that you love. If anybody's seen Hustle on Netflix, you see that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that we should be doing now. Times have changed. Okay, this person say, that person say, it's no longer news. So take note. And if this is the best time, if you really want to subscribe to any channel now, this is the best time to search for Athletes on YouTube and subscribe to that channel. And thank you for every one of you who subscribing to the 𝙼𝙬𝙪 TV Sports YouTube channel already. But I think that's another place that you should lean on, because the very, very best is what you get there. I've always said that if you send us a message, please do what to write your name on it. It's important so that we know. Okay, so we're not struggling to find out. Chu says, greetings, 𝙼𝙬𝙪. Saw the trailer for your podcast and it's so salivating. Can't wait to listen. Well done. Can I send a voice note? Yes, obviously you can send a voice note. Chips, thank you very much for that one. So let's do a little bit of transfer rumors, because that's what people want to hear. What their club is looking at, who the signing, which deal have crossed the line, and all that. And you can stay with Fabrizio Romano to be the ultimate guy, the ultimate go-to guy when it comes to transfer stories. So you search for him on Twitter and follow him, because he will give you all the story. One of the things that I can say is it is most likely that Sadio Mane is going to play for Bayern Munich next season. Even though somewhere in my heart, I don't think that it's a good mood. I should just stay with Liverpool. But the conversation is the fact that he doesn't feel appreciated. He feels like he's overworked himself. But I think that when they won the Champions League was the best time for Sadio Mane to have negotiated his contract. He was on fire that time. His age was still good. That was the best time for him to have negotiated. But he over-celebrated it and lost the chance. You have to know the window. You have to get the window. Time and chance happen to everybody. You have to know the window, and then you use it properly. Sharon from Opix says, my last question for today, do you think Ousmane Dembele will perform at Chelsea if eventually join Chelsea and Gabriel Jesus? I don't think Gabriel Jesus, I don't know. Gabriel Jesus is a good player, not a 50 or 40 or 35 goals, not a Erling Haaland kind of striker. But what is good about him is he can play anywhere across the front. And he's not the kind of guy that gives you problem in the team. He's also the kind of guy that also know how to press and also can play wide, play forward, play as a support striker. It's not really a front man like a top nine. You see him in the Brazilian team, you will know. Ousmane Dembele, if he stays away from injury, is a good player. But Chelsea have a lot of white players that have not really done well. So how are they going to convince me that all the Callum Hudson-Odoi, the players that are playing wide that they've got in the team, how well have they used them? So Ousmane Dembele comes in. What are the guarantees that he's also going to play well? The system of the coach sometimes seems to stifle some of these players because he likes to play through the middle more than using the width of the field. So if Ousmane Dembele comes in, I don't know, but his speed is lightning quick. It's something that you need, especially in the Premier League where they can turn defending a corner kick into a counter-attacking move that leads to a goal on the instant. So sometimes you have to consider all of that and see how it comes to play on the floor. So I wouldn't say that Ousmane Dembele's move is bad. Chelsea are trying to hijack the 𝙼𝙤𝙪 move. I think it's a good one, but Chelsea made some mistakes before. I don't know why they let Tammy Abraham go. I said it last season when they let him go. I'm still going to say it again. It was a wrong move. Bringing Lukaku was a wrong move, but now we've crossed there. So let's see how it goes. But let's look at some of the transfer gist that we have. Manchester City will push to sign a midfielder with Leeds United and England international Calvin Phillips. 26, the preferred target. I know that all of a sudden that player's fee will be high, but I think it's a good one if they can pull it through. If they can pull it through, it's a good one. That's according to the Times. Manchester United have opened talks with Barcelona for Netherlands midfielder Frankie de Jong, who's 25 but will not pay over the odds, with the Spanish club wanting 100 million euros, which is 85.7 million pounds. Okay, Manchester United are not willing to pay over the odds, right? Maybe they are still feeling the pinch of Paul Pogba. Tottenham Hotspur wants to sign Everton and Brazilian forward Richarlison, with the Toffees wanting 50 million for the 25-year-old Brazilian, according to the Telegraph. Now, have you noticed that almost every website is becoming subscription-based? Times have changed. Who would have thought that to read a website you need to subscribe to read it? But that's what the Athletics have done. Athletics have changed that story. And you know, a couple of years ago when I said that the world is going digital, people were mocking me and looking at me like I was talking rubbish. What? Yeah, we are now. Liverpool and Manchester City are tracking Barcelona and Spain midfielder Gavi, although the 17-year-old release clause in his contract has now risen to 100 million euro, which is 85.7. Who says that they can't pay? That's not big money. I mean, these two clubs can pay if they really want him, but I don't think that Man City want that player. Now, they might need him in 2 seasons when maybe Kevin De Bruyne has stepped out of playing and wants to go into coaching. But for now, I don't think that that's the player they need. They just need to focus on getting one more defender, let Nathan Ake go, get another fullback that will cover for Kyle Walker when he's not around, and I think they're fine because they've already gotten 2 strikers in. They still have 𝙼𝙤𝙪. They've not sold him. They might sell him, but I mean that team is complete already. They need a defensive midfielder to replace the outgoing Fernandinho, and I think that club is fine. RB Leipzig have set a price of 100 million. What's happening with this 100 million today? 100 million pounds for France attacker Christopher Nkunku. Will Manchester United leave Arsenal for this conversation? Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain interested in the 24-year-old player, according to the Independent. Okay, Newcastle United are prepared to move to another target after Lille raised their asking price for 22-year-old Netherlands defender Sven Botman from 30 million pounds to 36 million pounds. I think Newcastle should sign this player. They have the money, but why are they behaving like Arsenal owner, stingy rich people? Okay, you should spend money because you spend that much money to buy the club. I don't think that you want to hang in there and not do the business. Do the Lord's business and get the job done. But hey, not everybody wants to do the Lord's business. Okay, Fulham are interested in a deal for Arsenal and German goalkeeper Ben Leno, 30, as they prepare for life in the Premier League. Please come and take him. Arsenal, give them for free. Safe. Let's just be nice. Let's just be nice. We know that Fulham would relegate again, but let's just be nice. Let's give them a player that will help them to go on that relegation. Brighton are targeting Porto and Nigeria left back Zaidu Sanusi. Good news for this one. In a move which could pave the way for the Seagulls Spain international Marc Cucurella to join Manchester City. Good. Manchester City are closing in on the signing of 19-year-old French central defender Isaac Toure, okay, from Le Havre, as the story was reported on the Mail. Middlesbrough have made loan inquiries for Manchester United and England goalkeeper Tom Hudson, 36, and Leicester City's English midfielder Choudhury, 24. Aston Villa have no intentions of selling striker Danny Ings, 29, despite the Englishman being Leeds United move or Manchester United. Okay, and people say that Manchester United will compete for the title next season. Okay, no problem. Let's see. Planning to rehabilitation ground, right? Leeds United are close to finalizing a deal with Bayern Munich for Spanish midfielder Marc Roca, 25-year-old, according to 90 Minutes. Fulham are leading the race for Nottingham Forest in the race in the race to sign 21-year-old Welsh right back Nico Williams, very good player from Liverpool. Saw that young player play a few games against Arsenal and a few other teams. and he did well. I just hope that it continues to rise like that. You want to see young players rising. You don't want them stunted growth and not developing. Rangers have lined up Sunderland and Scotland striker Ross Stewart, 25, as their preferred replacement for Alfredo Morelos. Okay, if the 25-year-old Colombia striker rejects a new deal at Ibrox. Okay, there's seem to be falling apart in that team since they lost the Europa Cup. Here that they've released Leo Balogu. I hear that Kevin Bassey wants to move on. 𝙤𝙬𝙪 also wants to move on, but if the deals don't come, they will stay. Also hear that Aston Villa is looking at Kevin Bassey and 𝙤𝙬𝙪 as well. Would they bring the two of them to Villa Park? I don't know, but I hear that has been talking behind the scenes about them, and it seems to love them a whole lot. I wouldn't love them, so I had them in the team, and they won the season unbeaten in knows. Okay, Preston North End in advanced talk to sign Watford striker Andrew Gray, with the 30-year-old Jamaican international available on the free transfer. Swansea City, Middlesbrough, Preston, and QPR, Queen's Park Rangers are all interested in taking Tottenham and Republic of Ireland Troy Parrott, 20, on loan during the 2022-23 season. And then finally, the transfer gist corner, where I have a story that says Coventry City have rejected an inquiry from Middlesbrough for Swedish striker Victor Gyökeres. Okay, while Fulham are also keen on the 24-year-old. We'll see how that turns out at the end of the day. Sorry, Chooks, your message refused to load, so I'm unable to play your voice notes. I'm sorry about that one. Okay, this one is from Diane. Hi, Daphne. Good morning. I love the way you do your show. It's very, very nice. I'm listening to you all the way in Sweden. I want to know, I'm a Nigerian anyway, but I've not been in Nigeria for like 17 years. I want to know, living in Nigeria and being a YouTuber, how do you get, motivated? How do you get a kick to continue doing what you do? Like multi-kick. I mean, I don't understand. Okay, whatever you wrote anyway. Damn. How do you get the multi-kick to do what you do, knowing that your CPM is very low, knowing that the views from Nigeria is also not high and all that? How do you get motivated to do it? Would it not be better if you had relocated your family and decide to do this somewhere else? Well, let me take this call first. Yeah. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, Juice, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. All right, go ahead.
I would like to speak on the great environment just for you. I always listen to you for of crime and what
I understand. You gotta work, man. The man has gotta survive, especially in this country. So talk to me about the transfer.
I think that it's great because I think it would have been that we can all play on what we have in the Zambia program. The partnership is a partnership of the academic partnership and the summer practice that we need to share anything in the and again, Africa has not. We need to report this to this. We are not really European and that for us. Even the European and to tell you, we need to report this to this. Report in that. Actually, it's different now. I don't know what the plan is for but it's really very that short-term time people before we start having a follow and I explain before really start the work as now and let's see that let's hope that we will get that for the rest of the and I hope we are recording this for the day.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate Chooks calling all the way from Alaba International. Great guy. Fantastic guy. I was here in the studio some time ago. I think that we cannot blame Arteta and Edu yet. The transfer window just opened, so there's still plenty of time. It's going to go, they're going to do their business. They will sign who they want to sign. They would do what they want to do. I think what they're doing is they're looking for the players that will leave. They are trying to shift some players. They're looking for the deals to be finalized and sealed. Then they can move on from there. Having said that, Kaz_347 says on Instagram said, "This your suit." They enter my eye. I close the eye. Herat, holy suits. You don't know whether they sell at the market. If you want to go Westwoods, go buy for them. And that's it for me. Go buy for them. Don't come and be putting your eye in another person. Your mama not tell me the girl of truth. Why you girl of truth for another person? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Huh? This voice sounds like Sabationo. Not to. It's a big head. Hey, Sabationo.
I don't miss you a long time.
I tell you don't follow Agada is going to you.
No. I cheat.
No, I said that I finally don't give you.
Okay.
I said they finally give you map for Benin. You know, say Benin people have some map on the fine. Una be like explorer. Una be like Dora the explorer.
It's already there. If you want to really talk at the beginning of the program, because I've been on from the very beginning.
Okay.
When you talk about that gold sports with bread.
Yes.
When you boss bread for me.
Yes.
You talk one thing, say all those people when they grow for Lagos, they don't understand. See, and everything when you talk about that goes for. If you not grow for that side, you not go understand.
So you know say you get some things where you say only younger people know, only younger people.
Poor means like they can't squeeze the bread, the thing will go. And at the beginning of the program, you said some things. Like
Sabati, I say you shoot your mama money for your mama pause with that.
No, I thief.
Thank you.
If on the national radio, I don't need to write that I thief.
Thank you.
The day where your papa and the day where I know and they go teach me for court, I don't know say my papa and my sister don't need suspect me. So as I dey near the court, they follow me for back. Me no. As I just remove the thing, carry and they cover the court back, I just hear people dey clap for back.
You don't say when they don't say you go there for stage. Now your first stage, no one has do that.
You see all those motivational talks you give us, those facts. Now, waiting some motivational speakers, they collect 2 million for 1 hour.
I know.
Now, believe you are the best in whatever you do. If not the best seller you be, believe you are the best Adigi bread seller and all of those things. Those things you said this morning, believe me, nothing is what we don't hear before. But there is a way where person will still tell you something you did not hear before, and it will be like say you hear them for the first time. You boss my dada, and I want to tell you with full confidence that I picked 1 or 2 things from what you said this morning. If not to talk, me and you hold my microphone just beyond the book. So what you said this morning has really helped me. Sorry, say I'm not talking about transfer. I'm not going to talk about transfer.
No problem. But you get what you told just now. I will ask you. Now, bad you get. How you take boss your dada?
No, but that's for behavior now for job.
For under?
For job, which one now for job?
Okay. Another whether the
behavior my dada for job.
Okay.
And you don't need to tell people say na buy I get. Just tell them say na skin I get. So it's a nice one.
All right, thank you.
I'm glad to be back. For a long time, I've not gone into this program. But please, one last question.
Okay.
People they read comments. I don't know where they read their comments from because I don't post comments for WhatsApp says and you don't read them. So I don't know where you see those comments from.
Okay, so the WhatsApp where you post that now my personal number you post that. I know the few read them.
Okay.
The phone for the
I would like that number for the WhatsApp for this program.
Now this same number where you call. I'm the WhatsApp.
Oh, okay, fine.
All right. Thank
you very much.
All right, thank you very much. And Sabati 360, one of Nigeria's finest comedian and a fantastic guy, very good friend. We've been together. This guy they follow me like tattoo anyway. So, creator �11, the most creative writer that I know in the world. Okay, the best. It's an amazing show. I love that we had 10 goals against Satama Principle. I like the mentality for anything is worth it for the culture and future of things. Thank you very much. Oluyens, first time we write very long reader. He said, good morning, sir. I was just going to compliment your suit too, sir. It does look good as an Arsenal fan. How many players would you like to see come into the squad? I think if I'm asking, if I get a blank check, I'll bring in 6 or 7 players. Okay, so how am I bringing them? I'm bringing 2 strikers. I don't think we need only 1 striker. We need 2 strikers. We need 1 backup. I would let that worst player, Nicolas Sanogo Pepe, go. So I'll get a backup for Bukayo Saka since if he stay, because I hear that Liverpool or Man City is going to sign him. I'm going to get 1 player on the right side and another 1 player on the left, because Gabriel Martinelli is not naturally a winger, but he's a makeshift. So it would be good to get a natural left winger who bring in the crosses from that angle and also get devastating effect from that side. I also will get a backup DM. That's 5, and another player to back up Odegaard, because if you notice, when Odegaard has 2 or 3 phases to the season. There is a phase where he's at his best, pulling in passes, pulling the strings, playing like he's the new Fabregas. But then there's a phase where he's tired. You can see he gets leggy from the 60th minute. He gets leggy. The same happens with Emilio Smith. Started the season very well, but he started to get leggy. And then, you need a backup for him. And I think that for our DM, we need 1 more player. And then on the left and right side of the fence, actually, we need 1 backup. Tavares should go on loan. It doesn't fit into the bill as a cover for Tierney. Tierney is injury prone. Tomiyasu is good, and the few times that Seth played is good. But the thing is, he plays like a robot. He plays like a military personnel. Too much power. Everything he does is power. His crosses are always running over. Either they teach him how to cross those ball, whipping those crosses properly, or we'll get it back up and then sell it. That's what I would do. But hey, if you don't get up to that, you don't get 7. If you get 4 or 5, you still would have had a very good transfer. I think they're going to do business, but when? And that weight, that tension with the fans is what the problem is. Chike said, 𝙆𝙤𝙪𝙧, you are the best in Nigeria for sure. I look forward to your show every morning. I'm the best in the world. I'm not the best in Nigeria. I don't even know what you're saying about that one. But thank you anyway, because I still see it as a compliment. Visual by 𝙤𝙬𝙪𝙧. It is your tie I like, sir. People where they do technical people for church need to wear tie. You are 𝙤𝙬𝙪𝙧, you need to wear tie. You like to wear jeans Apollo. You want to wear tie for top of your polo. 𝙤𝙬𝙪𝙧. 𝙤𝙬𝙪𝙧. How many times I call you? Take all up your what yourself. Leave my time. All these people that want to. Now I like the way JC they call this studio. If I just dress like that, now like Tom, everybody will cool down. So then now I try, because my podcast is landing today. I try to look the way they look inside the podcast now. But now not let me rest. When I want to rip my clothes, come on my body. God is watching people. Richard say, are you sure that the goalkeeper of Santomen Principe was not seeing a lion instead of the ball? That's a joke anyway. Pun intended. Like the famous story of the Indian players playing lions at the goalkeepers instead of the ball. Okay, because we could not even score a goal against Ghana. Well, the players got angry and felt like, okay, as we miss it against Ghana, let's fix it here. Well, a few comments on YouTube, and you guys are my top line constituents. I wish everybody is on YouTube, Sha. I wish everybody's on YouTube. Like, I wish I get 1 million or 100 million subscribers. Creator ideally say that go soon like your boxers. I don't wear boxers, not pants anyway. I wear pants. I wear briefs. So I keep it tight. Everything is locked up. Okay, Ume Equip said good pitch, good football from the Super Eagles yesterday. I agree with you completely. Son of Oba of Benin, my guy. Where have you been? Okay, good morning, bros. I love the competition in the Super Eagles. I love it too. See that a table of free, oh boy, that free kick. It don't say when Nigeria get free kick. It's when the free kick happened. Let me tell you one side of that story. When the free kick happened, I just turned away. I'm like, so I must have corner plan go outside of the stadium. So let's no need. But I saw a table there. I was like, okay, a table. Okay, they're gonna let you plan. So whoa, he did it the way I would have done it anyway. I'll stop from asking if I play 9 free kick from that place, I'll score 10. I bet my life on that one. Yeah. And then Mona TV say hello, 𝙆𝙤𝙪𝙧 TV. Been a while. Okay, glad to hear from you again since your days at Real Life FM. Where have you been? Big guy, where you did? Thanks for the good work you are doing. I just came online. Please, what's the latest on Arsenal FC transfer? I've read all of that. I think we've gotten past that. Okay, so let's see where we are. Somebody said, okay, now I got to that Samati the Drain. Okay, Samati 360, thank you very much. We've come to the end of the show today. It's been a very, very lovely one. Like I said, keep your ears peeled. Be ready for it. And thanks to people like 𝙤𝙬𝙪𝙧. Thank you very much for helping me to push. Like everything I put out there, 𝙤𝙬𝙪𝙧 is pushing it. You're due for a check. You're due for a bank alert. I'm saying it, and it's going to happen. Thank you very much to 𝙤𝙬𝙪𝙧 Fortune, Maibo. Hi, it's good. My regards, everybody. Thank you very much to China Cheru. Thank you to Sammy and his team, Gwendolyn, everybody that's been using our videos and the pictures for the special delivery on their status pages, Facebook. Omar Katuba, thank you so much. If Toba Akboche, I love you like you know how much I love you, so I can't be explaining that anymore. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to the members of my crew, the 𝙤𝙬𝙪 TV crew, and then the 𝙤𝙬𝙪 TV family. These guys are the best people that God created. Every other person maybe have a flaw, but those guys are the most perfect people that God created. I love you guys to the very, very bone marrow, and back to heavens and back. And to the team at least, those guys are the most professional, most great team. If you really want to get the best of production, that's the team to call on. Thank you very much for the work that you do. God bless you all. My name once again is 𝙤𝙬𝙪𝙧. You love to come in the 𝙤𝙬𝙪 on the spots. It's been the Sports Buffet on 𝙤𝙬𝙪 TV Radio. Right now, it's time to step out. For the next two or 3 hours, the podcast will drop. Be ready for it. I'll be on Twitter, so if you have any question, if you watch it and there's something you want to ask, I'll be on Twitter as 𝙤𝙬𝙪1 Sports. Okay, there's no of 𝙤𝙬𝙪1 Sports, because Twitter didn't give me space to write all of that, but that's what I wanted to write. Anyway, thank you very much. God bless you, and have yourself a wonderful and amazing day.